All right, folks, let's get into this. This is In the Image Clothing Company Music. My name is Evan Strong, the founder of In the Image Clothing Company, and I am going to make this here video to discuss the radius within guitars, okay? I am the most advocate for guitar setups. I just say that kind of out of like silliness, but at the same time, it's true. I am so huge on guitar setups because if you don't set up your guitar correctly, you're just wasting your time, you're hurting your body, and you're never going to improve. And you're going to be spending more time trying to like rehab your body from something you've done than actually practicing the instrument, which is the, intent in those times. So, In the Image Clothing Company is a company where we address the human body's natural function in everything that we do in our lives, but we're called a clothing company because clothing is the only thing that's placed physically on us at all times, and so it's what we focus on the most because it's the most direct thing that's going to alter our bodies and really to quite a high degree. If it's not centered, if it doesn't fit correct in the right locations to where the body just does its movement, then the body can't, and it only does what it does. It's just a mechanical machine, the human body. So we are called In the Image Clothing Company because we're all universally designed in the image of our living God, who is Jesus Christ. So across the globe, everything that we discuss as far as the human body goes within In the Image Clothing Company will apply to every human forever. That's how it is. That's what it is. That's why we are what we are. So within this side of our company, one of our thirds is In the Image Clothing Company Music. And over here, we discuss setups of instruments, the positions of the body as we sing, as we play instruments, and I also make music here as well. And then the other third is In the Image Clothing Company podcast, where we have discussions on the gospel of Jesus Christ. So what I'm going to discuss in this video is just how to why to focus on the radius within a guitar. I haven't actually done a full video, as far as I'm aware, on just radius specifically. So here's the thing. I play this awesome little Yamaha CGS 102A with a custom radius. Now, this is a half-sized guitar. It's traditionally a classical guitar. Worded this way, it's a traditional classical guitar. Traditionally, classical guitars are flat across basically all parts of it, right? All parts of the guitar, as far as the strings go, would be these three: the saddle, the fretboard, and the nut. And the human hand isn't flat. It's very much rounded, like very, very rounded, actually. And this is the thing with the radius within guitars. It does not have to be very much at all. And I'm saying that because Frank's is not very much at all. But you can tell that it's there. It's very, very, very slightly rounded. And because of that, it allows the hands to stay unaltered. Now, this capo is actually round as well. It's just a capo you'd use on any guitar that would come with a radius in it naturally. There are capos for classical guitars that are just completely flat, and that in itself is going to damage your body. Even if you have a rounded guitar fretboard, if you place a flat capo on there, it's going to be mostly flat, and that's going to alter your left hand quite a lot because, I mean, again, the hand it's just round. It's just open, like the palm, right? It's like you can fit a ball in the palm of your hand or just your other fist, right? And your hand is round. So I'm going to do a couple things here to kind of demonstrate this because we live in a flat, man-made 2025. Today is the 26th of January. And so we have things that we are holding so often that they are flat, but our hands are not. And so, I mean, even look at this, like, just because my hands are so much more natural than, it's not about me, but it's about what I do, being the founder of In the Image Clothing Company and the intentionality that I have in the things that I do. Look how rounded, like, this part of my hand is. This is how the human hand is. Everybody's. I mean, if you have a deformed hand, that's one thing, and that's okay. But as far as just, human beings' hands, the way that they're designed to be, they are round right here. They're round across the tips of the fingers. They're round here on the back of the knuckles because that would be the same as in here. But then, yeah, they're rounded in the openness of the palm. And the thumb gets wrapped by the fingertips like this. And then there's your rounding as well. So there's just no debate, no dispute, no question, no wondering, because anything flat, you can't even touch your own fingers together on the pads of them where the fingers work. So good nails, right? Fully supporting the ends of the fingertips, and neutral wrist is straight out from that pinky. So rounding, all right? The big thing is what I said a minute ago. It doesn't have to be very much, because I'm the one saying this, and I'm the one making this video. I'm the one that put the custom radius in Frank. I'm the one that has founded a whole company just to allow the human body to work. And the radius within Frank is very, 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 very slight. I mean, very, very slight. But it really, really is enough. That was worded kind of not exactly how I was meaning to approach it. But yeah, I mean, it is enough to just never have to massage my hands. Ever. When I play the guitar. So that's the ideal, right? I mean, the hands should just work, and so let's allow them to with the things that we use them for. Now, what I'm going to show is like this. If we look at this top wood of the guitar, it's flat, right? If I put my fingers here and try to just try not to scratch the top plate of the guitar, right, with the nails, but imagine like picking like this. What I'm feeling right now, I understand I'm talking while I'm tapping on the top wood, but what I'm feeling there when my fingers are all flat like this is I'm feeling it in the back of my hand, right, all in here, and I'm feeling it right here underneath my right shoulder and like this side of my rib cage, and it's like binding up, okay? Now, if I take my fingers on the side of this rounded part of the body of the guitar, see how that's rounded and accommodates for the tips of the fingers as if the hand's just open like this, right? Like you're grabbing something, round, right? You can't grab anything with your fingertips all touching. Your hand doesn't operate that way. No human will be able to do this. And that's what we're trying to do if we're like using a flat saddle, okay? And so here you go, trying to move your fingers, and you're feeling it, probably. I can't tell you what you're feeling, but probably all throughout your arm, here on the outside of your right forearm, all up under your side of your rib cage here, into like your scapula, that bone on your back, and in the back of the hand, into the base of these bones that come right into the wrist right here, right? Because again, that rounding, look at the back of my knuckles, right? The back of my whole top of my hand. And it's funny, there's that saying, I don't know, depending on the part of the earth that you're on, maybe that's not a saying, but we have a saying that's around here. People say if they know something really well, that they know it like the back of their hand. And I never understood that saying, but it's really kind of an ironic thing in this case, because most of us don't understand that there's this very, very naturally round position to the back of the hand that allows a neutral wrist and allows an open palm and allows the fingertips to wrap around the thumb naturally. So yeah, I mean, even this, right? Because we use the tips of our fingers like this to pick. And so here you are with a radius within the guitar, right? Like Frank's custom radius, versus here, my shoulders had to come cleared like down in a really, really, really crampy, unnatural, painful position. The blood flow is getting cut off. Your muscles can't work. Your skeletal system is hitting into itself. That's what's happening a lot within like the knuckles, is the bones are actually like hitting against each other. because they don't have that like space for each other to work when they're like flat, because that's not how they do anything. So this is a beautiful visual you can use with just the body of the guitar, right? Here, it's just not gonna happen. You can't bend, but here, it's just very open and mobile, and you feel it on the shoulder, not just in your hand, not just in the forearm, not just in the elbow, but then you don't only feel it in the whole arm, but you feel it all the way to your foot. And you really do, meaning your body does, sensory-wise it does, muscle activation-wise it does. Positions of things will be compensating clear down there to your toes because of your fingertips. So I just love that you can use your own guitar, because basically any guitar that anybody has will have a round part to the body of it, and then well, the top plate is almost always flat, at least in some part of it. So you can try it yourself. You don't have to have any kind of thing that you have to go figure out how to like demonstrate this for yourself. But yeah, it's just